You might have heard me talk about before the three directions that people can go when they first encounter music, at least at a conscious age. I mean, we all encounter it when we're young, from being a baby to, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At that stage, we're starting to decide, oh yeah, I like this, I don't like that. And what mom and dad listen to is old news. I definitely don't like that. That's not cool. It seems to be a generational thing. It's happening with my kids. I did it with my dad, and he did it with his parents, and that just seems to happen. So what you like today, your kids are not going to like when you're older, if you're listening to this and you're a youngin'. But there's one of three directions you go in. You either stay a fan of music, you become a hobbyist, or you become a careerist. Let's talk more about that. You ready? Let's dive in. Welcome to the License Your Music podcast, where I'm here to give you all the tools you need to license your music to film, TV, ads, trailers, video games, and more, so that you can find creative freedom and financial security doing what you love. I'm your host, Jody Friedman. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you haven't been by our site at licenseyourmusic.com, please come by. I've got free guides on there always. They're my gift to you. Come by and grab that free guide and learn what you want from it. You never need to sign up for anything if you don't want to. I'm here to help serve you and make your life better by giving you the tools you need to license your music. And if you're listening to this, you are interested in licensing your music, and you want to know, you saw the title of the podcast and you want to know what the difference is between a hobbyist and a careerist. So let's talk about that. So like I said earlier, there are three ways that you can go with music when you're starting out, when you're really young, from when you're a baby to 3, 4, 5, 6, when you start liking certain things and not liking others. You stay a fan of music, which is amazing. Those are the people that we all serve. We all serve you in the music business. We try to serve the fans. Or you decide to be a hobbyist, whereas you become a musician and you become a hobbyist, or you become a careerist. Are you a hobbyist? A hobbyist would be somebody who does music as a hobby. It's not their main bread and butter, meaning that it doesn't pay the bills. You dabble in it because you enjoy it, but you're not determined to make a career out of it. You've looked at it, you've examined it, and you thought, I'll just keep it as a hobby and do it for fun. And that's amazing. If you can do that, I think that's amazing. In fact, I think sometimes us careerists, we're feeling the weight of that, the heavy weight of doing music full time. It's a very hard business to succeed in. It really is. And when you get set in your mind that you're going to do it, that's an amazing thing. That's what you need to do, and that's what it takes to succeed in this business. You have to be set. You have to be determined. If you're the least bit hesitant, if you're not committed all the way, then you're not going to be successful. It's not going to work out, because those that are committed 110% are the ones that are succeeding in the music business. It's just the way it is, because it's so competitive. If you're a hobbyist, then you're making music on the weekends. You're gigging maybe on the weekends, maybe in the summertime you gig a little bit, but you have a job, you love your job, and that's that. You make music for fun. If you're a careerist, then you're studying the business. You're wanting to learn the business of music licensing, which is so important to put first. I talk about that in several other episodes, but I teach that the business is first and foremost. It needs to come first, because that's what I did. I learned the business first. After not learning it for 10 to 12 years, I decided to learn the business, and that's when things started to happen for me. So I believe that when you take the time to study the business first, that you find more success than those who just throw their art onto the business and hope that it fits somewhere. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't work until you understand it. You have to study it and understand it. And if you're a careerist, then you're committed to doing that. And you're listening to my podcast, you're reading books, you're taking courses online, you're studying and studying and studying and constantly improving your skills. If you don't think that Kanye West or Bono or Taylor Swift or Lady Gaga are studying things and improving their skills, then you are mistaken. That is a constant thing in the business because the competition just keeps getting better and better with today's technology, especially, and all the plugins at everyone's fingertips. It's really amazing. It's an amazing time to be in the music business with all that we have access to literally at our fingertips today from home. That's something that did not exist back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s. That did not exist. It wasn't until the 2000s, mid to late 2000s, that started to happen. And now here we are in 2021, and it's just an amazing time for music. So I hope everyone here is taking advantage of that. Clearly you are, because you're listening to a podcast. I mean, podcasts weren't a thing 10 years ago. So there you go. It wasn't anything like it is today. And yeah, if you come by, if you're on YouTube, you're watching, I do have some product reviews on here from plugins that I use. I have a ton of other videos, but talking about technology and whatnot. So you're a careerist if you take it seriously and you're determined to make this your career. That's what it comes down to. And if you are a hobbyist and you're listening to this, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm in fact envious of you because it is hard working in the music business. And if you're listening to this and you are working in the business already, you know it. It is a grind. It is a hard grind, and it can be exhausting. So if you're a hobbyist, more power to you if you can make that work and find happiness. If you're like me and you are working a job that you're just miserable at, and you have this other calling and this voice inside your head saying you need to be making music. You should be making music. You shouldn't settle for something that you're unhappy with. You shouldn't settle for a job that does not make you happy. Then you need to listen to that voice and be determined and become a careerist. And you will find your happiness when you do that. Happiness is not associated with money. I hope anybody listening knows that and understands that. Money buys you stuff. It can be a source of security, but it's not associated with the word happy. It's just not. Happy is a feeling, an internal feeling that you have. And I think that comes from doing what you love and what you're quote unquote meant to do in life, what you're meant to do, what your sole purpose is in life. I believe my sole purpose is to create. And, whether that's music or productions like this content here, or writing a screenplay, which I've done, any type of creation. I just love creating, and I always have. And I think that I do that because I believe that it can better the world. I hope that my creations better the world. And I actually believe I've found that here with this platform, with License Your Music, a way to really make an impact and better you and help you and be your guide, be your, I don't know if anyone has read Dante's Inferno, but be your Virgil as I take you through the journey into the deep depths of the underworld, because that's what the music business is. It's a journey in through hell for whatever that's worth. And I'm here to be your guide and show you the way and help you along the way through that journey. I joke. It's, it has a lot of ups and downs, but the music business is a really, really cool place. You get to, you meet some people that you don't really connect with, but when you do meet your people, you do find your people. There's some really special people working in this business, and not just the artists. The artists are incredible. There's such incredible talent in the business, but the people, the music supervisors that I get to work with, and the A&R people that I've met, and managers and agents and composers. I mean, these are people who live and breathe music. They're careerists, each and every one of them. Some of them don't play an instrument. They just love music. They're fans of music that decided they wanted to get into the business because they loved it and thought it'd be a really interesting business to be in, to help other people enjoy what they enjoy about music. And that's when people come into a business from a place like that, it's a really special thing to be around and to be associated with. It's a great community here at License Your Music and at the Guild of Music Supervisors as well. It's just a great community. If you haven't heard about the Guild of Music Supervisors, definitely check them out. Same with the PMA, the Production Music Association. They're here in the US, the Production Music Association. They have worldwide members though. It's a great community to be a part of. And again, everybody in here we all love music. At the end of the day, we all love music. We're all careerists and determined to understanding the business. Everybody in the business knows how important that is. So I really can't stress that enough. If you are a careerist, and if you're listening, you probably are, you've got to take the time to learn the business. And that is so important. It's paramount to your success. This is kind of going to be a short episode, but I wanted to touch on this because I think it's an important distinction to make. And I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. Whether you're listening here on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please comment below, subscribe to the channel, leave us a review. That helps us out a ton. And come by licenseyourmusic.com where I've got free guides available for you all the time. I've got a new one that's about to go up, and I think you're going to really love it. A lot of new stuff coming at License Your Music. Super exciting time. We've got about 100 students in our masterclass, which is going to open again probably this summer or fall. So make sure you come by and get on the wait list. That's licenseyourmusic.com/now to get on that wait list. And you can check out all of our offerings at our store on the website. But yeah, a lot of fun things coming. Our world tour is open right now for enrollment, our License Your Music World Tour, where we go around the world and we teach you about the international marketplace. So if you are wanting to learn the business outside the US, which you definitely should, because there's a whole world outside the US and each market works differently. I go around the world to 8 different territories in this world tour, and we interview experts from their territory, and they talk about the state of music licensing in their territory, as well as the PRO and how they operate. Each territory is different. It's really fascinating. I learned a ton. I think anybody taking the course, we have about 13 people in there as of just dropping it this weekend, and everyone seems to be really liking it and enjoying the content. So I'm here to serve you. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Stay cool. Peace.